Squad 51, accident at Rosedale Railroad Station. Man caught between train and platform.
Paramedics John Gage and Roy DeSoto, together with the rest of the Rampart Emergency Squad, leap into action.
10-4 dispatch. Squad 51, ETA 8 minutes. You drive, Roy. I'll take the desk.
Right. Let's go.
Racing through the city streets, Squad 51 arrives at Rosedale Railroad Station.
Over here! It's over here!
Please move back, folks. Come on, give us room.
His leg is wedged between the train and the edge of the platform.
Can you talk, fella? What's your name?
Yeah, I can talk. I'm Charlie Thomas.
What happened, Charlie?
I was running to catch the train and my foot slipped off the edge of the platform. Oh, it hurts.
Was the train moving?
Yeah, but it stopped as soon as I started yelling.
The first thing to do is to get you out of there. We've got a new gadget that's just right for the job.
You mean the jaws of life, Johnny?
Right. Break it out, Roy, and let's get going.
A heavy power pack strapped to his back, DeSoto returned with a strange-looking tool. It looked like a cross between a huge pair of scissors and a giant pair of pliers.
That thing ain't gonna hurt me getting me out, is it? I'm hurting bad enough as it is.
Don't worry, Charlie. I'm padding the blades to bend the side of the railroad car. Then we can get you out with no trouble.
A little more, Roy. He's still jammed in pretty tight.
That does it.
Take his vital signs, Roy, while I apply a tourniquet.
Oh, am I gonna lose my leg?
You're gonna be fine, buddy. Just take it easy.
I'll relay this data to Rampart on the biocom.
Back at Rampart General Hospital, Nurse Dixie McCall answers the biocom buzzer.
Rampart Emergency, this is Squad 51.
Squad 51, this is Rampart.
Rampart, we have a victim, male, age 35, left leg caught between train and platform.
51, do you have vitals?
10-4. Vitals as follows: pulse 130, respirations 30, blood pressure 90/60. Tourniquet has been applied. Victim is in considerable pain.
What are the extent of the injuries, 51?
Major knee tendon is ruptured. Kneecap is displaced, and evident damage to the soft tissues.
At that point, Dr. Kelly Brackett, who had been standing behind Nurse Dixie McCall, takes over on the microphone.
51, start an IV with normal saline. Give him 6 milligrams of MS intravenously. Bring him in as soon as possible.
10-4, Rampart Emergency.
After bringing in the injured Charlie Thomas, Roy, John, and the others eat a quick meal at the kitchen of Station 51.
Well, what's on the fire? I could eat a horse.
You probably will.
Oh, you don't mean
Yep. Lopez is cooking this week.
Oh, again. Saved by the bell.
Squad 51's next call brought them to a factory. In a freak accident, a woman worker had been severely shocked by faulty wiring. She lay unconscious on the factory floor, a sputtering electric cable throwing off sparks nearby.
Somebody turn off the power.
Yes, sir. Right away. John Gage knelt beside the fallen woman and examined her.
She's still breathing, but only barely. Let's have the stethoscope.
I'll take her blood pressure.
Roy, she's fibrillating. Her heart's about to stop.
I'll get the heart shock gear.
Give me the paddles.
Is she clear?
Yes. Go. Again. Again.
She's not responding.
Call Rampart. I'm not giving up.
At their listening post at Rampart Emergency, Nurse Dixie McCall and Dr. Kelly Brackett listen as Roy DeSoto speaks.
Rampart, we've got an electroshock victim, female, 40 years old. She's fibrillating. We've countershocked 3 times with no conversion. We're starting CPR.
What are the chances, Kelly?
Not too good, Dixie. IV with D5W and push 2 amps by carb.
10-4, Rampart. IV with D5W and push 2 amps by carb.
All we can do is hope for the best.
Back at the accident site, Roy rejoins John Gage.
It's working, Roy. The oscilloscope shows a heartbeat.
She's gonna make it.
Turning their patient over to an ambulance that had meanwhile arrived, Squad 51 hurried to their next call, an auto accident, a man trapped in an overturned car.
There he is. Trapped inside. Car's on fire.
Get the jaws of life. We've got to get him out before that gas tank blows.
Right. Here I come.
Hurry. Please hurry. I can't get out.
Move away from the door, buddy. Roy, break her open.
Right.
That's it. Give me a hand with him.
Back at Station 51, a tired crew of paramedics is coming in at the end of the day.
I'm tired.
Oh, that last one was pretty rough. We got out of that burning car just in time.
He was one lucky man, only a sprained ankle.
Yeah, thanks to the jaws of life.
I'm starving.
Yeah, so am I. Let's have dinner.
Hey, wait a minute. I forgot. Lopez is cooking tonight. I think I'd rather starve.
Okay, you turkeys. So it's not the best food in the world, so what? I don't see any of you volunteering to cook, do I? I don't think it's fair to Lopez to gripe like this.
Oh, you're being very thoughtful, Roy, but tell me, what's in that paper bag? Could that be your dinner?
Could be.
Flames shoot 100 feet into the air as some old abandoned wharves on the waterfront burn, almost out of control.
Help! Help! I'm trapped!
I thought these wharves were abandoned. Where did that old man come from?
He's down! That collapsing beam must have hit him.
Call the paramedics.
A short time later, Squad 51 gets a call from their dispatcher.
Squad 51, meet the police helicopter at the airport. Victim down at burning wharfs near Pell and Water Streets. Timeout, 9:42.
Squad 51, 10-4 dispatch.
Moving rapidly through the street, Squad 51 arrives at the airport. Getting out quickly, John Gage and Roy DeSoto take out their gear, including coils of rope, and run over to the helicopter. They load their gear swiftly and climb aboard themselves. Raising his voice over the sound of the engine, Gage speaks to the pilot.
What's up?
Looks like this old duffer was living in one of the old buildings near the deserted wharfs on Water Street. When the fire started, it trapped him. Fire on 3 sides and water on the 4th.
Why call us? Couldn't you cops have handled it?
Well, the old guy got clobbered by a falling beam. He's down and not moving. That makes it your job.
Right. And there's the fire.
It's a big one, all right. I'll get you in as close as I can.
The pilot brought his helicopter right above the spot where the elderly victim lay. DeSoto and Gage climbed down quickly, though they were loaded down with equipment. Immediately, they began to examine the old man.
Shoulder's broken. Find anything else?
No head injury. Pupil reaction is negative.
Oh, what happened?
That's okay, old-timer. We've got you now. Roy, help me with these splints and shoulder bandages here.
Right.
How are we getting out? That fire...
We're going up those ropes and out by helicopter.
You must be daft, young fella. I ain't going up in any dang mechanical grasshopper.
It's either that or roast to death.
Well, if you put it that way.
Carrying their unwilling patient between them, Gage and DeSoto made it back into the helicopter.
I radioed ahead. There'll be an ambulance waiting at the airport. What's wrong with you, old-timer?
A broken shoulder, they tell me.
Why were you living out on the wharves?
Better than living with my daughter-in-law.
Back at the airport, Gage and DeSoto were in for a surprise. Their boss, Captain Stanley, was waiting for them, and there was someone with him.
Gentlemen, this is Jennifer James. Miss James, this is paramedic John Gage.
How do you do?
And paramedic Roy DeSoto.
Hi.
Glad to meet you both. Just call me Jenny.
Miss James is a reporter. She's been assigned to write a story about Squad 51, and you two are to give her every assistance.
I can't wait to see you all in action.
Captain, do you mean she's coming with us on calls?
Yep, that's just what I mean.
But, Captain, that could be dangerous.
I'm not afraid. Besides, I want to see for myself whether you paramedics are as good as you're cracked up to be. Any objections?
If the captain agrees, it's okay with me.
Me too.
Squad 51. Boy injured at 1261 Atlantic Road. Crosses Lincoln. 1261 Atlantic Road.
Squad 51, 10-4 dispatch.
Let's go.
Here's your chance, Miss James. Climb aboard.
In short order, Squad 51 pulled up at the site of the accident. A police patrol car was on the scene.
What can you tell us, officer?
Neighbor tells us the boy's blind. He must have missed his footing on that long flight of stone stairs. We found him at the foot of the steps a couple of minutes ago. He's still out cold.
Roy, it's a depressed wound at the back of the head. Looks like a skull fracture.
Let me get a picture of that.
Hold on a minute, lady. What are you doing?
She's a reporter. Captain Stanley says it's all right.
Please stay out of the way, Miss James.
But I was only trying...
Please, Roy, get the vitals on the kid. I'll check for other injuries.
Is it serious?
Miss James!
All right. I'm sorry.
Johnny, he's got a medical ID bracelet. He's a diabetic. He could be in insulin shock.
That would explain the fall. I wish we could run a blood test on him out here. Call Rampart, Roy.
Rampart emergency, this is Squad 51. We've got a victim, male, 16 years old, fractured skull. Victim's a blind diabetic, patient unconscious. Suspect insulin coma.
Squad 51. This is Rampart. Have you got the vitals?
Pulse 160 and thready. Respirations 38. Blood pressure 80/45.
51. Start an IV with 5% glucose and monitor blood pressure continuously. I'm coming out there. If patient doesn't recover consciousness by the time I arrive, I'll have to operate immediately to relieve pressure on the brain.
10-4, Rampart. Kelly's coming out.
Who?
Dr. Kelly Brackett. That was him on the biocom.
Doctor? I thought you paramedics were supposed to handle everything.
Ordinarily, yes, but we're not doctors, and this looks like emergency surgery. Dr. Brackett may have to operate right here.
You were looking for a story. This dramatic enough for you, Miss James?
I guess I had that coming. Sorry. The name's Jenny. Can I do anything to help?
Well, as a matter of fact...
Yes?
See if you can get some information about the patient. Find his relatives, that kind of thing.
I'll get right on it.
Why'd you do that, Johnny? We don't need that data right now.
I know, but can you think of a better way to keep her out of trouble?
Here's Kelly.
Any change?
No. Yes. Wait. His eyelids are fluttering.
Good. What's his name?
ID bracelet says Phil Austin.
Phil? Can you hear me?
His lips are moving, but I can't make it out.
Phil, if you hear me, squeeze my hand. Good. That's fine. Now, if you had your insulin this morning, squeeze my hand once only. If you didn't, squeeze it twice.
He squeezed twice. Then it was insulin shock.
Right. That means we can wait to operate until we get him back to Rampart General.
Kel, do you want us to take him back?
Yeah, Johnny. I don't want to wait for an ambulance. Report yourself unavailable and take him back slow and easy. I'll ride along with you just in case.
Mr. Gage! Mr. Gage, I wasn't able to find out much.
It's okay, Jenny. Dr. Brackett's here. He's going along with us to the hospital. The surgery will be done there. Let's go.
That night, when Squad 51 got back to the station, they found their boss, Captain Stanley, waiting for them.
Nice job on that blind boy, man. Miss James was very impressed.
All right.
So much so that she's going to do a whole series. She'll be with you for the next week to gather her material.
What are we going to do?
No!
On a slow morning at Station 51, paramedics John Gage and Roy DeSoto sit talking over a cup of coffee.
I hear you want to sell that old jalopy of yours, Roy.
I wouldn't call it a jalopy, and it's only 5 years old.
Only 5 years old?
Listen, Johnny, the car runs like a clock. The only reason I want to sell is my wife wants me to get a new one. She thinks it looks too old and beat up.
It's a wonder she doesn't want to get rid of you, too. You've been looking a little beat up yourself lately.
Now, you listen here, you...
Squad 51. Bank guard shot at California National Bank branch at 5th and Hollywood. 5th and Hollywood.
Squad 51, 10-4 dispatch.
Proceeding at top speed, Squad 51 soon reached the scene of the bank robbery. A bank guard frantically waves them inside.
Hurry, Joe's in there. He's hurt bad.
The wounded man was propped up against the teller's cage.
Roy, it's a stomach wound. He's lost a lot of blood.
I'll get his vitals. You check for other injuries.
He's been shot in the leg, too. The shin bone's fractured. Compound, call Rampart.
Rampart emergency, this is Squad 51.
Squad 51, this is Rampart.
We've got a gunshot victim here. Male, age 55, abdominal gunshot wound and compound fracture of the right shin bone, also gunshot.
Do you have vitals, 51?
Pulse 145. Respirations 34. Blood pressure 85/50. Victim is semi-conscious and in great pain.
IV normal saline solution with 10 milligrams of MS. Have you set the fracture?
Working on it now. Tourniquet applied already.
Good. Monitor blood pressure continuously. Sounds like he's in shock. I'll send an ambulance immediately. ETA 8 minutes.
In the almost deserted bank, Gage and DeSoto kept a careful watch on their patient, making him as comfortable as they could.
Get that IV pole higher.
Joe?
After what seemed a century of waiting, pushing their way through the crowd outside the bank, Squad 51 helped get their patient into the ambulance.
Poor Joe. They thought he was going for his gun. All they got was a couple of $100. Is it worth a man's life?
He'll be all right, mister. We got to him in time.
I sure hope so. Joe's a real nice guy.
But Squad 51 had little time to think about their last patient.
Squad 51. Female hit-and-run victim at 631 Sand Lane. Cross Street, Albert. That's 631 Sand Lane.
Squad 51, 10-4 dispatch.
Squad 51 roared to a stop near a small crowd gathered around a young woman lying in the street.
Let us through. Let us through, please.
Give us room, folks. We're paramedics.
Thank heavens you're here.
Where do you hurt?
It's my back. It hurts so much.
What happened, miss?
This car, it came out of nowhere. I couldn't get out of the way.
Did you get the license number?
No, it happened so fast.
Did anyone see this happen?
I did, mister. This car, an old jalopy, well, it come whipping around the corner. It hit her and sent her up into the air 20 feet, maybe. Then it took off without even slowing down. She landed hard on her back. It was terrible.
It hurts. Please stop the pain.
We'll give you something very soon, but we need some answers. Where exactly does it hurt?
In the small of the back, just below my waist.
Can you move your arms?
I don't know. I'm afraid it's going to hurt.
Try to move your arms.
Like this?
Yeah, that's fine. Now, does it hurt any worse?
No, it's just the same.
Now, wiggle your fingers. That's fine. Just fine.
Please, something for the pain.
Now, we're almost through. Now move your legs.
I can't. They won't move.
Try.
I am trying. They won't move. Am I going to be crippled?
No, I don't think so. But we've got to get you to the hospital. Roy.
I'm way ahead of you. I've got a backboard and blanket, and Lopez is bringing some sandbags. Better keep her head still.
Hold that blanket.
Get it under her back. Come on.
Easy with that backboard, please.
Once the victim was safely settled on the backboard, DeSoto began to take her vital signs, while Gage checked for other injuries.
Looks like a couple of cracked ribs in addition to the back injury, Roy.
I've got her vitals.
Good. I'll call the data into Rampart.
Gage called Rampart Emergency and gave the data to Dr. Kelly Brackett.
She's got pain in the lower back and can't move her legs. Pupil reaction is negative and no bleeding from the nose or ears, so there's no apparent head injury.
Start IV with D5W.
10-4, IV with D5W. She's in a lot of pain, Rampart.
Give her 10 milligrams MS intravenously.
10-4, Rampart emergency.
I'll get on it right away, Johnny.
It looks like a broken back, 51. Ambulance is on its way. ETA 5 minutes. Patient is to be moved very carefully. Be sure the ambulance knows that.
10-4, Rampart emergency.
Before long, the ambulance arrived, and Squad 51 was back on the way to its station. For the time being, things looked quiet. Gage and DeSoto were in the kitchen, eating.
Well, how are you doing on selling your car, Roy?
I put an ad in the paper a few days ago.
Any bites?
Well, I got this guy coming in tonight to look the car over. He's the only one so far.
Lots of luck, buddy. You're gonna need it with that old wreck.
That night, Roy DeSoto had a visit from his prospective buyer.
My name's Wills. You the guy who's got a car for sale?
Yeah, I'm Roy DeSoto. Let's go out back to the garage. I'll show it to you.
What are you asking, Mr.
DeSoto. I'm asking $1,500.
It's a deal. I'll take it.
Wait a minute. You haven't even seen the car.
Don't have to. You gave the make, color, year, and model in your newspaper ad. I know what it looks like.
But you haven't looked under the hood or driven the car? How do you know I'm not trying to sell you a lemon?
Oh, well, I don't know. You look like an honest guy. How about it? I can pay you cash right now.
I don't know.
Look, I'll make it $2,000. How about it?
No deal, Mr. Wills. Something's funny about this whole business.
Okay, I'll make it $2,500. That's my last offer. That pile of junk probably isn't worth more than $1,000 anyway. How about it?
I said no deal.
Dumb turkey. I make a great offer, and what do we do?
K641W. Letting you write that license plate number down. Hey, the car he was driving was the same color, year, and model as mine. Yeah, he's up to something, that's plain. I'm reporting this whole bit to the police.
Late the following afternoon at Station 51.
Well, you were right, Roy. That guy Wills was up to something.
What was it?
He was the hit-and-run driver who almost killed that girl we worked on yesterday. Paint chips found on her clothes matched scratches on his car, and there was a big dent in the fender.
Yeah, I get it. He planned to buy my car and substitute it for his own. Then he'd get rid of his old car, and there'd be no evidence of the hit-and-run.
I knew nobody but a crook would ever want that old wreck.
Hold on. There's nothing wrong with that car.
That's what you say.